What's up, folks? Today I'm here with Chronos Before the Ashes, a very interesting game, and I had no idea what to expect going in, but it was not this. As usual, if you enjoy this video, why not subscribe? And if you would prefer an audio-only version, the link is down below, along with the link to my Discord server. I did not pay the $30 price tag for Chronos, but I'm about to tell you if it's worth it. My name is Tanner, and this is For Your Money, a different kind of review. Story, as usual, is up first. The story of Chronos Before the Ashes opens with a lady telling us tales of when the world was filled with giant metal structures, which we can assume she's talking about skyscrapers. Now she begins to tell us of a dragon you must slay, the dragon who scoured the earth, bringing it to what it is today, and you must stop it no matter how long it takes. But to do so, you must defeat its 3 guardians first. The thing about that, though, the Great Stone is only open once a year, the stone that allows you to travel to the other world. So if you die, you must wait till the next year and keep doing so until you succeed in ending the dragon's reign over the world. Now this story to me was enthralling because, well, I didn't know it was a prequel to Remnant, the shooter style Souls game. Yeah, I had no idea, but it made complete sense whenever I started to play it. Now on the cover it seems like a basic story, and in a way it is true, but reading all the terminals and books in the game and connecting the dots really brings this game's story to the limelight of your experience. Now, I had streamed this game for some of my Discord members to see, and they heard my reaction while I pieced these things together, and they as well thought that this was appealing stuff to be learning. Now, something else I get a bang out of is some of the story elements carry over to the gameplay, and it really nails a take on a genre that has been trite for a while. So, let's hop into the gameplay. If you're familiar with the sequel to this game, then you know it's similar to a Souls game, from the difficult combat to the save points that are familiar to your bonfires. This game, however, differs in some interesting and simple ways to make it fresh and give all players a chance to enjoy it. Combat is melee only, swords, axes, hammers, etc. That's your right hand, and your left hand is your shield. So right off the bat, you can tell the difference seeing there is no firearms. Swordplay to me was done just right. It's not like your DMC move list, but it's your traditional game with light and heavy attacks, as well as your special attacks. Defense is dodging, blocking, and countering. Now, as far as countering goes, you're not going to see that in here because I could not counter to save my life. And either way, I prefer dodging due to the fact that if you dodge at the right time, you'll get an attack that is boosted by whatever magic you're wielding. So early on in the game, you are given the ability to use magic, but not like how you do in Skyrim or Oblivion. It's quite a bit different. Killing enemies fills up an arcane meter, and once that is full, you can activate it and it applies the magic to your weapon, allowing for better damage output and faster attacks. As for the combat itself, it's not too difficult. Now I'm going to say that one more time. I said it's not too difficult. Not that this game isn't tough, because it is, but you don't require the same skill level required for Remnant or other Souls games. The bosses, they really weren't that tough either. Now the last boss, yes, confidently I will say the last boss versus every other one, there is no comparison because honestly I struggled with the final boss, whereas the others were a cakewalk and I just won the red velvet. Something that does hold the combat back is the combat camera. It's very agitating. Games like these, the combat always has us backing up to give us breathing room so we can just analyze our enemy. But doing so here will most of the time, 7 times out of 10 I would say, block your vision with the game's environment, whether that be a giant vine on the wall or if it's clipping through some stairs. Honestly, it's a bummer, and without a doubt, it's going to infuriate you often because you're going to get caught in a pinch and you're not going to be able to see a damn thing. And for me, being completely honest, I would rather die than waste a healing item because I was pinched and I couldn't see due to the camera. Upgrading is where the story and gameplay mix together, and I love it. Skill point based upgrades are your basic kill and get XP and then level up in your menu. There's no need to return to any stone for that, and same goes with weapon upgrades. Find shards and upgrade your weapons right in your inventory. And side note, inventories also have a pause in this game, so yes, this game does have a pause. The intriguing part about upgrades comes from dying. In the story section, I mentioned how stones are only open once a year, so when you die, you age by a full year. Every 10 years or 10 deaths, You will pick an upgrade for your character. Now, the earlier years are meant for your physical upgrades. I mean, it's just a fact that a 20-year-old will move better than a 60-year-old. Now, with that said, with age comes wisdom. So when you reach your later ages, your upgrades will be more arcane focused. Being older means you wield your magic better. Another big part of the gameplay we have are the old sweet puzzles. Now, the puzzles feel more like a Resident Evil game than anything else. You're combining items together, matching gems up so the right color shines on the correlating gem. I mean, these puzzles aren't too difficult. In fact, I thought it was tougher to figure out where to go than figure out any of these puzzles. But I'm going to go on a rant. I have no idea who developed this puzzle, but this puzzle. Like, for real, puzzles like these. I will find who made this puzzle a part of the game and buy you a nice dinner, because I'm not hateful. I just have a very strong dislike for this puzzle. I mean, it really took me out of the game. Now, lastly, I only encountered one bug, but it was a rather obnoxious one. I had times where enemies' health bars would be glitched on my screen, so I couldn't see the actual health bar of the enemy I was attacking. So I had no idea how much health they had left. That was my only bug, but it was still very obnoxious and not helpful at all. Overall, I had fun with the gameplay, and there are some things they need to work on, like the combat camera and obviously the health glitch. But aside from those two things, yeah, I had fun. As for the design of Chronos, it's nifty because in tons of games, we get different sections that obviously vary. But sometimes in those mixes, we don't get a great amount of detail. And for Chronos, I was rather grateful for the details in each varying area, making them feel like a whole new adventure each time. The soundtrack for the game was once again some epic orchestral pieces that, I'm always a sucker for. So again, for me, that's going to be a plus. Voice acting. I always like voice acting in games like these because each character just feels ominous. I mean, nothing's soothing about them at all. Well, minus the old lady in the beginning. But either way, here's some clips of the overall design.
I know not of your kind, stranger. Dark days these are, not the best of times to wander so far from one's homeland. What brings an outsider to these forsaken halls? Destroy the dragon. 'Tis a fool's errand, especially in the wake of the woeful encounter between the king and the Cyclops. You may as well throw yourself upon your blade.
To me, Chronos Before the Ashes is worth $25 out of $30. A blast of a game, no doubt, though sometimes the combat camera can revert that fun into irritation. Going into this game, I obviously wanted to have fun battling, but I had no idea how much I was going to enjoy the story. Maybe it's not the best, but it sure is entertaining. And overall, a great take on the Souls formula, and kudos to the devs for mixing story and gameplay elements into an interesting idea. That's all I got, folks. If you enjoyed this video, why not subscribe? Otherwise, hit that thumbs down. Till next time, fellas.